Hey, what's going on? You guys hear me all right? Hey, Val, Mr. Malloy, Jamie Smith. All right, just making sure. What's up, Patrick? Well, welcome, horse. I haven't been live in a long time, so I appreciate it, Mr. Malloy. Yeah, I just kind of decided on a whim. I just cut all my hair off, and I said, what the hell? I'll go live. Well, at least the hair on my head. East Texas. So, Silver Diamond. Hey, how you doing? Well, what's left of it, Val? Thanks. It's coming on to summer, well, spring and summer and all that. It's like, what the hell? Might as well take it off. So, how are you guys doing? How's everything going? Everybody surviving your cabin fever? Okay. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, hey, Citizen Z, what's up, man? Hey, Landley. Yeah, I just sent Landley a text and I said, "What hair?" And I put the picture of me on there. You should have seen it was getting all raggedy. I mean, it was like, I don't know, probably, about that long. Just now, it was like literally like this. And I just said, screw it. And I took the freaking Flowbee. Yes, I use a Flowbee. And I just grabbed the lowest setting and just took it off. Hey, Ohio. Well, as much as I can, Silver. I mean, I still got this handy dandy mask I made. The video's on my channel if you'd like to watch. Shameless plug. It's not bad for a freaking milk carton. It it works. Well, Silver, the video's on my channel. It does work. Try iClone 7.7. Not sure what you mean by that. Is that a program? Really, Ohio? Huh? Obviously, they're still shadow banning me because I barely have anybody in here. My videos barely get any views anymore. Hey, Bayou. Even my mask video, like every other mask video I've seen, has hundreds of thousands of views. Mine has 600. Well, they can protect you from others, Silver. If a mask stops somebody's spittle from getting into your system, then it worked. Say, Slacker, what's up? All right, Z, I'll have to check it out. I literally just talked to one of my doctors about this earlier today because I told her about my mask in the video I made. And if a mask, COVID-19 is not bloodborne. It's passed by saliva and things like, respiratory system and that. Well, yeah, Silver, but if it gets on the mask instead of your lips, and then you're not going to accidentally lick it or something. Any help helps. And yes, it does protect others from you. I mean, unless you've been tested and definitively know that you do not have it beyond a shadow of a doubt, because you can be asymptomatic. So unless you know without a shadow of a doubt that you don't have it, it's better to be safe than sorry. This mask protects your nose and your mouth and that. So unless they spit in my eye, this mask will stop any spittle from getting into my system if somebody sneezes near me. It's just an added layer of protection. I mean, yeah, a full face mask would be great. I know, Silver, but that's my point. So you don't know if you have it or not. For all you know, you could have had it for the last 2 months and not known it. So, it's better safe than sorry. It just, to me, it makes no sense not to try and be safe. I just went through being sick for like the last several weeks, so it's not fun. Hey, Steven. The nice thing is that it isn't bloodborne, so at least we don't have to worry about mosquitoes spreading it and things like that. Doesn't matter, Silver. You have no idea if you have it or not. It doesn't matter what your immune systems are. There's people in perfect health that are dying from it. There's kids that are dying from it. Teenagers, babies, old people. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a good immune system for flu or the common cold. If they were to test every single solitary person in the U.S. right now, all 370 million of us, can you imagine what the actual infection rate would be? Well, and Teflon, they believe it came from an animal. One of the theories is that it came from bat soup in China. Bats are a known carrier of it. Hey, I could be. I still want your damn garage. Well, Stephen, I'm here to tell you it is, okay? I know I've got friends that work in the hospitals, teacher that's in the freaking ICU still. What's up, Trump? The bottom line is it's real, it's killing people, and we should do whatever we can to try to stop it or slow it down. I mean, it's not much to put on a mask when you go outside. It's not. Look at that poor bus driver. The guy was doing his job, transporting people around, and a woman sneezes on his bus that happened to have corona. And several days later, he's dead from it. Well, Teflon, I don't believe that, and I don't care. I don't care where it was created. I don't care who created it. I care about the fact that it's killing people. I don't want my kids to get it. I don't want my friends to get it. I don't want any of you guys to get it. So, I don't care what conspiracy theory people want to believe in today. I don't care. I've heard so many theories, and everything from the Chinese created it to take down America, to literally a guy was saying that rap stars paid for it because they wanted to reduce the white population. Okay? That's one of the theories I've heard so far. I mean, it's ridiculous what theories are out there. 5G has nothing to do with it. There's nothing wrong with 5G. Nothing at all. It doesn't do anything to anybody, doesn't hurt anybody, doesn't microwave your brain, doesn't send secret signals to your brain to go dance on the roof naked. Nothing. They said the same damn thing about cordless phones and 2G and 3G and 4G. Here's a little food for thought for people that think that 5G is going to kill them. 2G phones, 3G phones, home Wi-Fi networks, they operate on a 2.4 to 3.2 gigahertz signal frequency range. Okay, especially when you're being throttled on 3G, or if you have an older Wi-Fi router and you don't have the 5 gigahertz router. Here's a little food for thought for you. Okay, a microwave oven operates on a 2.54 gigahertz frequency. Think about that. Microwave ovens, which cook food, operate within the same signal range as 2G, 3G, and home Wi-Fi networks. So if you want to, that's what I'm saying. You want to be concerned about that or whatever, be concerned about the fact that for years, people have walked around with phones glued to their heads that use the same signal that a microwave oven uses. The only difference is the power output, the wattage. So phones, cell phones, tablet devices, all of them, none of them output nearly enough wattage to be harmful. Then you start looking at 5G, which operates in the 24 gigahertz to 100 gigahertz signal range. It's the millimeter signal, high frequency, harmless. MIT, RIT, Harvard, Cambridge, all these universities have already done studies on it. So, you want to believe the random conspiracy theorists that sit on YouTube all day and their only proof is other conspiracy theorists, or believe the top universities in the world. So I'm so sick of all these conspiracy theories on all this crap. The coronavirus is not some secret virus implanted in us by the government that gets triggered by 5G. So what, Freedom TV? They're not operating at higher than a quarter watt. That's why it's called the VLP, very low power. Stop believing. You're a conspiracy theorist that believes other conspiracy theorists. That's all you are. You have no knowledge of actual facts. If you did, you would actually go and read, MIT's report on it. Not believing some other conspiracy theorist. It's like the whole people are saying the government is using coronavirus to grab power from the people. They've had more than enough reason to declare martial law, and they haven't. Oh, okay. Now OSHA paid MIT, right? Mr. Conspiracy Theorist with no brain. You know absolutely nothing. You want to leave? Go. I don't want you here. You're an idiot. I swear, you can't go anywhere without running into conspiracy theories now. It's absolutely absurd. The fact is, there's a virus out there. It's killing people. That's what we need to focus on. Stopping the virus that's killing people. You know what, Stephen? First off, we're not under martial law. Yes, we are under a state of emergency. Martial law is a whole other beast. You want to talk about losing your rights? That's martial law. Now, yes, the government is tightening down on people. Trust me, I agree. I do not want martial law at all. I'm totally against it. I'm just saying the government could have pulled the trigger and said, you can't leave your house or you'll be arrested. You need to have mandatory testing or you go to jail if you refuse to test. They really could go that far and strip us of our rights at that level. Doesn't it make more sense to just do what you can to avoid getting infected in the first place? I just went through it 3 weeks sitting here in the house, doing nothing. Couldn't do nothing. So, yeah, it's not fun. Stephen, I'm not saying give up your rights, give up your power. All I'm saying is be safe. Take common sense precautions. That's all I'm saying. I'm definitely not saying, well, yeah, see, Citizen Z, stuff like that. There are idiots out there using it as like a threat. By you. But I mean, there have been people that, like, I know people have posted the picture of the guy in the car with a cop coming up to him, and he puts the sign in the window that says, I have COVID-19 or COVID, whatever you want to say. So, people are using it in threatening manners. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can think to describe it, is threatening manners. You better not sit next to me or I'll cough on you. That kind of stuff. It's kind of like, the people that know they have AIDS and they go out and have unprotected sex anyways, they say you're using that as a weapon. Right, Val, but that's what I mean. If people keep causing problems, like to the extreme, like people are going bonkers, going to the extreme, smashing things, full on. They think it's an epidemic, the world's coming to an end, so they don't care anymore. Those are the people that are going to push it over the edge, and they will declare martial law. That's what I'm saying. If people are using common sense, social distancing, wearing masks, washing your hands, all that simple stuff, then you're less likely to run into those issues later. Like today, Trump, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was too busy cutting my hair. But Trump was talking about the numbers are down, infection rates and all that, because people are observing the safety precautions. Yeah, see, Citizen Z, that's what I mean, though. If people are choosing to ignore the social distancing recommendation en masse, then the government bodies feel they have to make it mandatory, which then makes it an arrestable offense, which I don't agree with. But I agree that people should just have common sense. The virus is very real, and it is killing people. So what does it hurt to just stay a little bit farther away from people? I'm not saying lock yourselves in your house 24/7. I'm not. But have common sense. Like I said, I go back to the guy, that the bus driver, that the woman coughs on his bus and he's dead 3 days later or whatever, 2 days later. Yeah, that's true, Gemini. But I mean, it's the people that kill me are all the people that keep comparing coronavirus to other things, comparing it to the flu, comparing it to pneumonia, comparing it to coconuts falling on people's heads, comparing it to motorcycle accidents. First off, corona has not been around nearly long enough in an active state to have valid comparable statistics. It just hasn't. You got what, 5 months of active running right now? You can't compare 5 months of running to 100 years of the flu. You can't do that. It makes no sense. Unless you're going to compare the first 5 months of corona to the first 5 months of the flu influenza, in taking into account world population statistics, world population density statistics, all those things, it's not a valid comparison. The only thing you can compare corona to is corona. Compare it now to what it was 5 months ago. That's all you can compare it to and have valid numbers. Corona is not something to be compared to other things in a death rate. It's one more thing people are dying to. You still got people dying from motorcycle accidents. You still got people dying from flu. You still got people dying from coconuts on the head. Now you also have people dying from corona. So it's one more thing that people are dying from. So that's why I'm like, okay, common sense dictates that people are dying from this. Let's do our best to stop that. They come out with helmets for motorcycle drivers. They come out with helmets for coconut people. You got you got flu shots. You got what is that, Tamiflu pills to help with people with the flu now. We have things to help with those matters of dying, means of dying. We don't have things to help with the means of corona killing you yet. Yeah, there is hydroxychloroquine with Z-Packs, but that's still up in the air. You got some doctors that say it works, other doctors say it doesn't. Well, of course, Citizen Z. Somebody's under mandatory quarantine and they violate that, they should expect to get arrested. That's like, it's illegal to pull a gun out, but you pull a gun out. Legal quarantine has existed since the Black Plague. It's just, I just don't see why there's such a pushback. Not on the losing your rights stuff. I understand that. I get that. What I don't understand is such a pushback on the simple things. Social distancing, wearing a mask, washing your hands. I don't understand why there's such a pushback on that. No, freedom. There's pushback because of idiots like you running around with stupid conspiracy theories. Oh, it's the government's. They're trying to take you over with a plague or some shit. Yeah, Stephen, I get that. I keep saying I get that. I'm not saying accept people, violating someone's rights. It is not a common cold. If you think it's a common cold, you're an idiot. Go to the hospital and tell them to give you the virus. We'll see how well you do. Go ahead. I would love to see you do a video of yourself walking into the hospital and saying you want to be exposed to coronavirus. Go for it. I bet you anything you don't do it. Yes, he is, Bayou. He's a complete moron that spreads nothing but conspiracy garbage. The guy doesn't know his freaking ass from a hole in the ground. It is not the common cold, you dumbass. God, you are such a moron. Holy crap. Unbelievable how dumb you are. First, so here's the kicker. When this first started, he tried to say Corona was fake. He tried to say it didn't exist. It wasn't real. Yes, he's using his Freedom TV name. The one he tells other people is one of his in the field reporters, and it's really just his sock account. It says on a can of Lysol that it kills coronavirus, you dumbass. You don't inform anybody of nothing, man. Everybody knows that. Why do you think you had to buy your subs just to break 1,000 on your Freedom TV channel? And don't deny it because you said it on your own damn live stream. You've had your freaking channel for what, 6, 7, 8 years now? Most of your subscribers are your own stock accounts? You say you have over 4,000 videos, but yet you get less than 1,000 views across your entire channel. That's pathetic. 4,000 some odd videos, and you only have a grand total of 90,000 views over 6 years on your channel. Yep, you're really breaking barriers there, dummy. 1,000 a day, dude. 990 of them are just people clicking and saying, "What the hell is this?" and then clicking away. And you do not get 1,000 a day. I know because I intentionally watched your view count. Wrong. I've watched your view count. It's there for the whole world to see. I watched it for over a week. Every day I would just go and look at it to see how much it went up. Most days it didn't go up more than whatever you got in your live stream that day. Hey, Ed. Yeah, everybody go sub to Silver Diamond. Get her up over 1,000. I can't, but go ahead, Mouse. Go up, do a video right now. Go up to your local hospital and say you want to be exposed to coronavirus. I want to see you tell a freaking hospital it's just a common cold. To see the doctors all laugh in your face. Keep on lying there, Mouse. Like I said, anybody can go on your channel and see your views. Yeah, I know, Ed. That was funny shit, man. I heard that on Mike Malloy's show. Well, didn't hear it. I read it, but Carolina was talking about, they have an underground transit system that can get them from New York City to San Diego in 20 minutes. Look at you. You can't even make sense. That statement right there makes absolutely no sense at all. Somebody'd have to be like severely drunk to maybe understand what that means. Stephen Mazer, you must be you telling a serious joke. Mouse has the intellect of like a kindergartner. He knows nothing about computers, nothing about viruses, nothing about editing, nothing. He's nothing more than a freaking child sex offender that should be banned from all social media. I'm willing to bet his IQ doesn't break 80. Oh, you did, Ed? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, it's freaking hilarious, man. Carolina said that they said they can transport people through fiber optics. That's hilarious. Yeah, it kills the original Corona Teflon. They're still testing it on the 19 strand. Fear porn. Oh, it looks like you learned a new term. What is everybody gaslighting your fear porn? They abrogating your fear porn? Every time you learn a new term, you say it over and over again as if you know what it means. 99% of the time you call somebody gaslighting, you're the gaslighter. Bayou, it's been on, I've kind of put it on the back burner since I've been working on the video stuff and whatnot, trying to come up with ideas to help people. I'm serious, guys. If you haven't watched that idiot's channel, every time he learns a word, he uses it over and over and over again, like 9 million times a day. Stephen, he doesn't speak his mind. That's the problem. All he does is repeat what other conspiracy theorists say. I'm telling you, man, if you must not really know him if you think that, honestly, because he's nothing but a child sex offender that's on here trying to use conspiracy theories to build a following. I'll be glad you haven't, Silver Diamond. It rots your brain. Yep, severe content thief. Stephen, I have no problem with conspiracy theorists that actually try to back their theories up with data, with studies, with empirical data. He does not back his up with anything. The guy still thinks we're using picture glow tubes in computers to make them work, and punch cards. Beware Mouses. Eric Brandt has absolutely, completely, and utterly disowned Mouse. He wants nothing to do with him, does not support him in any way, shape, or form. I had a long conversation, I still have it on my phone, with Eric about it. Mouse uses Eric's name to get views. He doesn't support Eric. Well, Snooker, of course, a mock drill was done by then because Corona had already gone active by then. I'm not saying there's no conspiracy behind coronavirus. I don't know. That's my point. Nobody knows. There are so many theories out there. Nobody knows the truth. It's not wrong. Look at when it went active in China. It's been active for a while now in China and that. It just went super active towards December. But my point is, who cares? What matters is it's out. People are dying from it. That's what matters. Nothing else. No, you worry about the conspiracies later when they figure out how to beat it. Once we beat it, then we can worry about holding those accountable that are the reason for it. You may be right, Stephen. That's what I mean. They may very well try to take advantage of the situation in the end. But the fact is, right now, we are faced with the reality that it exists, that it's killing people, and that we have to do what we can to stop that. I mean, it's over 70,000 deaths now across the world. 70,000 known deaths that have been reported. Now, there's all kinds of theories about China hasn't even reported a fraction of how many actually died. Now, I'm in upstate New York in Rochester. I'm from Long Island, but I'm upstate now. But, you know what? I think 70,000 is being awful generous. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of unreported deaths that can be attributed to Corona. So, I mean, look at the one nurse in Italy. She went public saying, I mean, this was like a week ago, a little over a week ago. She went public saying they stopped counting the deaths in the ICU because so many had died. They let the coroner deal with how many. They stopped keeping track of the number. She was also reprimanded for going live about that. Then you got, hospitals where nurses are quitting because they don't have masks. Hey, Mike Jones. But either way, it's a very real virus. It's killing people. It's not the common cold, unlike that idiot mouse says. It is a real virus. We should be thankful it's not bloodborne. And it's really not airborne except when it's in the spittle of somebody that sneezes or coughs. But it's not when you just, I can't exhale and the person 3 rooms away gets it. Well, Gemini, I'm not sure they've hit that level yet. I mean, like I said, I'm from Long Island, man. There's plenty of room in the graveyards there. I mean, if it really is that bad, then that just emphasizes the point that people need to be, take precautions. People keep saying, I mean, I know like Silver Diamond, I know she was just trying to emphasize that, you could still get it. Somebody could cough and it could go in your eyes. And, so why wear a mask? There's no guarantee it's going to go in your eyes, but it may go towards your nose or mouth. If you have a mask on, at least you stop that level. So that's what I mean by taking precautions. And what does it hurt to just take precautions? If you don't have a mask, you can make a really basic one. And a lot of people are asymptomatic. They don't even know they have it. So better to be safe than sorry. Well, Gemini, I mean, if it gets to that level, that's big. Oh no, I know, Silverman. I wasn't scolding you. I'm just saying a lot of people are agreeing with you. I've seen a lot of people say they won't wear a mask because why bother if it doesn't cover their eyes too? Well, see, Stephen, I'm not advocating against that either. In my area here in Rochester, New York, where I live in the ghetto in Rochester. Okay, and here, strong arm robberies and home invasions are up now because of it. My roommate and I have taken precautions, but I'm just saying, I'm not advocating against that at all. If you feel that's necessary, go for it. Steve Pinder was just talking on his stream with the pen and the sword and them earlier today about having thousands of rounds on hand. Not, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I've only done this necessary travel, me, so I was also on lockdown for 3 weeks. So that's what they do. You get sick, you go on lockdown. Something just tipped over. Oh, water bottle. I'm not taking unnecessary risks. I'm not going to go out unless I have to. I'm one of those people that I got stuck with it. I got lucky, but there's still always a chance that it could flare up again before it's fully beaten. I mean, the good thing is if you get it, if your body fully defeats it, you're immune to that strain. The probability of it mutating beyond that immunity is very low. And yes, I have talked to doctors about this. One of my biggest concerns is I'm such a risk factor. Heart disease, heart attacks, diabetes. Oh, let's see, the ex just texted me. Luckily, I have friends like her that are, she's picking up my prescriptions for me. That was one of the things that I've had to deal with here, though, because of it. I actually went to get my insulin, it was about 2 weeks ago now. Why, a friend of mine went to go pick it up for me because I couldn't leave the house. They were completely out of insulin. It was like every diabetic in the city called their doctor and said, write me up for extra insulin. Like the pharmacy said, we have no insulin whatsoever. Me, so I'm not putting my faith into anything. I believe in the facts. Fact is, people are dying from it. That's what I believe in. Fact is, I was sick. I'm still getting over it. That's what I believe in. See you later, Ed. But yeah, man, it was like amazingly, like every freaking insulin was gone. And it took like 3 days before they got them in stock again. Luckily, by then, I was ahead in the list to get my refill. I've got freaking 3 different ones I have to get. That was like the cheapest one. And Silver, that's fine. You guys talk about whatever you want. My channel isn't restricted like that. I mean, the best topic to talk about is, well, how much of an idiot Mouse is. That's like the ultimate topic. Snooker, it's not about not seeing the forest for the trees. It's not about not stopping to admire the trees right now. Well, that's what I was trying to do, Trump. I wasn't out. I was trying to get them beforehand. What's up, Andy? Oh yeah, CCW is definitely another idiot. I used to support that guy until what he did to Catilla. After that, it was like hell no, he's trash. But Stucker, my point is not ignore this conspiracies. Unfortunately, I've talked to SA Ecstasy Press. I talked to him offline a lot, and we were talking about the statistics of it, and this, like what Corona now versus Corona 5 months ago, and comparing it to other things. And I was telling him how some of the numbers I was referring to were coming out of the World Health Organization. And he had made a point that some people don't have faith in the World Health Organization. But my point is, there's always somebody who's not going to have faith in whatever it is that you're referring to. If you say that, oh, I'm looking at the CDC's numbers, you're going to have people say the CDC lies. If you say, I'm looking at the World Health Organization's numbers, people are going to say they're lying. If you say, I'm looking at the overall statistics that Joe Blow added up after looking at every country in the world's public numbers, somebody's going to say, oh, don't believe that guy. He's paid by the government. So that's my point. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't agree with or believe in somebody else's views. Period. See, Snooker, you look at what Snooker's saying. Look, World Health is in Switzerland, and that's where banks are, and they're getting, paid to influence the numbers. There's always going to be somebody that has a reason not to believe in something. Always. That is an absolute. So the bottom line is pick your poison. Silver Diamond, that's the point. You read the whole thing, look at the first word. Stupidity. That's the whole point. Every time I wear this shirt on live stream, people point that out. I'm like, that's the point. Well, yeah, Steven, I mean, again, Saudi's going to say, oh, CNN's being paid. Fox is being paid. ESPN is being paid. I mean, there's always going to be somebody that negates whatever you say. Always. That's why I say I believe in the deaths. And I believe in what I just went through. I believe in what the teachers here are going through that just now got taken off the ventilator. I mean, that's what I believe in. So the bottom line is, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to take every precaution I can. That doesn't make me a bootlegger, doesn't make me a loser, it just makes me cautious. It makes me a guy that's already had 5 heart attacks. I've already died before. I'm diabetic, all that. I'm amazed I've survived it. I'm amazed I'm here right now. So now I have to keep going. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing, Stephen. I'm making my own judgment, my own call, following my own belief. And part of my belief is advocating for common sense and common safeties. basic, simple. Don't cough on your people next to you. Don't sneeze on the people next to you. If you can, wear a mask. Simple. I'm not saying lock yourselves away in your house for the next 2 years. Though, honestly, I wish I had prepped. I wish I had a freaking bunker out in the woods in the middle of nowhere with 3 years worth of food and water. Because I would damn sure be in there right now. Well, see, Silver Diamond, I know that's just a joke, but my mother was a lesbian, so I would never wear something like that. I know it's just a joke, it's just for fun. Just saying. I know, Gemini, that's what I mean. But see, there was once upon a time where I was the senior embedded software engineering manager at Xerox making six figures. There was a time when I had disposable income. But I don't know what the hell I did with it. It just disappeared. Life, you get used to it. My wife and I used to talk about prepping, but we never followed through to that extent. Yeah, when we were together, we had a buildup of stuff, cans of soup, stuff like that. But we didn't have a bunker. I wish we did. The bottom line is we have to look at this one of two ways. Either the country's going to implode and we're going to be like freaking Walking Dead, where everybody's dodging each other because instead of getting bit, they don't want to get coughed on. And, it's going to be a free-for-all. People killing each other, forming cliques and groups and whatever. Or we're going to bounce back as a country, working together. Hopefully we can vote out all these idiots. I'm sorry, but I'm not a Trump fan. Never will be. To each their own. I don't like the guy. There's a difference between paranoia and being prepared. Now, I agree. Paranoia will destroy you. I absolutely agree. But being prepared is perfectly fine. What's up, Upstate Raider? Upstate where? Where are you? That could be one of 50 states. Oh, well, see, there you go, Silver. I can remember back in the 80s and 90s, my mom was a gay rights activist. And, here in Rochester, they would do the big gay parade and all that. And my mom would be there holding the signs, gay rights and all that. And that's when I was the first time I got introduced to activism was with her. Where the heck is that? I'm in Rochester, New York. I've been all over the state, and I've never heard of Rensselaer. Yeah, well, Silver, I don't anymore, that's for sure. I mean, I started writing, code when I was 9, and I sold my first program when I was 11. I made a simple point of sale program for the local corner store. I wrote it in QBasic on a DOS 2.0 system. Oh, geez, that ain't upstate, man. That kills me when people are within like 100 miles north of New York City. They say they're upstate, or even 20 miles north of New York City. I'm upstate. I'm halfway between Buffalo and Rochester, or Buffalo and Syracuse. To me, Albany's downstate. I mean, I'm originally from Long Island, so I used to drive through Albany, like going back home. The bottom line, though, like I said, man, everybody's got their own theories coming out of the woodworks. I've heard so many, it's not even funny. All I can say, don't believe Beware Mouse slash Freedom TV. Whatever you do, anything he says, don't listen to him. Don't believe anything he says. Nothing. Gemini. Like I said, if you don't know him or whatever, he gets his claws into people and he gets them to believe in his ridiculousness. I will always advocate against that moron. The guy who fancies himself a tech expert, he doesn't know anything about computers. He literally still talks about stuff from the mid '80s as if it's still relevant. Upstate, many of them do. That's what I mean, though. It kills me. I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying, dude. You're so close to New York City. It's like, to me, I don't know how they can call that upstate. I know they do. I get it. Anything above north of New York City, north of Westchester, they call that upstate. But to me, it's silly because of how far north I am. But there's tons of businesses here that use the name Upstate. Hell, I even started a second channel called Upstate Reacts. I started doing music video reactions until the corona shit broke out and the world went to hell. Oh, that's cool, Silver. By the time they legalized, gay marriage here in New York, my mom was single and her health went to hell and she never found anybody else before she died. Yep. Upstate, I traveled the entire length of those mountains. My mom's ex-girlfriend is actually the friend that I have that works at the hospital that I talk to every day about what's going on. She's one of the head nurses at the largest hospital here in Rochester. You know what, Steven? I don't know if you're joking or not, but that's actually a really good idea. Poor Dirt Farmer had posted that thing about strippers out in Oregon and all that doing what they called boober, delivering, food with nothing but pasties on. But I'm like, if you're strippers, you don't need to have them pasties on. Well, Gemini, that actually started up in Oregon. But they need to lose the pasties. I mean, I'm sorry, but if I'm paying for a stripper to come and deliver me food, I don't want to see pasties. Oh, wow. My mom was born in 59. August 29th, same day Michael Jackson. Only Michael Jackson was 58. Oh, God, Stump Dummy. Don't make me puke, man. Yeah, Stunt, you missed it, man. He was in here trying to act like he knows everything about Corona. What's up, man? My boo, how you doing, brother? Hard Boyd, what's going on? Seriously, he tried to say Corona is just a common cold. I told him, I said, well, then if you think it's so simple, go to your local hospital and ask to be exposed to Corona patients. And he's like, oh, I've already been exposed. It's just a common cold. I've been exposed all my life. I'm like, yeah, in other words, you're afraid to go get exposed. Trying to say, oh, 5G is all that killing people, whatever. I mean, it's crazy. No, not yet, dude. I'm behind, man. I was fighting it myself, so wasn't able to do much for a while. 77, huh? I'm 79. My mom passed away 2 days after I turned 40. That sucked. Oh, thanks, Gemini. It's it's getting a little easier with time. It was she passed in October. At least she hasn't had to suffer through this stuff. Yeah, I'm about to kill it anyways. MIB. It's good to see you though. You know, one of those random streams that really wasn't about anything in particular. I think I peaked at like 24 viewers. So, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out though. And just remember, don't believe anything Beware Mouse says. On that note, I'll talk with you all later.